will be. We have, over previous episodes of this program, agreed on the fact that Nigeria as a nation is built on a faulty foundation, and this foundation has to be tinkered with if we must remain as one indivisible country. We have also looked at the lopsided nature of the political arrangement in previous years, with the Northern Bloc dominating everywhere. We have seen how the Northern Bloc used this to advantage, promoting issues that benefited them majorly to the exclusion of the other nationalities. We have equally looked at how the 1966 Unification Decree, assented to by the then military head of state, Major General J.T.U. Aguiyi-Ironsi, abolished the regions that we had at independence and effectively brought everything under the control of the federal government. We have also touched on the fact that for there to be justice, peace, and progress in Nigeria, we need a National Rebirth Commission which will midwife truth and reconciliation in the country and organize a referendum to determine which way forward for this country. We have also concluded on the fact that Nigeria must be restructured urgently, otherwise the country will implode. That is, as at now, it is imperative that this country should and must be restructured. Already, many ideas are being put forward by different ethnic groups and nationalities on the best way forward in restructuring this country. Do we just amend the Constitution and devolve more powers to the component states? Do we return to the parliamentary system of democracy? Should each of the major nationalities stand on their own as separate nations? One of the groups championing the cause of restructuring in this country is the Rebirth Group, otherwise known as TRG. The group has proposed that the country be made up of 8 autonomous regions, with each region managing and controlling its own affairs, and send some percentage of their revenue to the federal government. But as it is now, while the Southwest is vociferous about this and the Middle Belt is waiting for someone to champion their cause, it appears all is quiet from the front of the core Northerners. They are yet to join in the talk for the restructuring of this country. As it is now, the question on the lips of many to most people in the South is not if restructuring will happen, but when will it happen? Does the Bola Tinubu administration possess the political goodwill to carry out the restructuring of this country? Will the administration not be stepping on the toes of some of the power blocks that ensured his election? Can Bola Tinubu close his eyes, damn all consequences, and restructure this country? To be or not to be? Sometime last week, I had an interview with Dr. Sunday Olatunji Makinde, Prelate Emeritus of the Methodist Church. Let us listen to part of the interview as we go into the program. All over the country now, there is this clamor for restructuring. Restructuring. What's your view about restructuring, sir?
Let me tell you, prophetically, I'm talking as a prophet now. Unless we restructure this country, there can be no peace and there can be no progress. We have to restructure. We have to restructure. A situation why baboon they chop, baboon they walk.
Monkey they walk, baboon they chop.
It's not good. When I was young, look at Cocoa House. Awolowo built it. There were good roads. Water was flowing. Everything was flowing. We have the pyramid of the north in the north. We have rubber plantation in the Middle Belt and the east. We have palm oil in the east. Where are they today? The center, everything is centralized and it's not good. And some part of the country are enjoying that, where others are suffering. We have to sit down before independence. Our fathers sat down and said, we want independence. and they felt it. We should now see that we have to restructure this country. If you don't restructure, go and note it too. There will be more problems.
There will be more problems.
There will be more problems. Go and note it. What we are enduring, what we are accommodating, our children will not be able to accommodate it. I'm telling you. Even the number of employment in Nigeria today is much more terrible. So let us please see. I'm telling you prophetically, if you don't restructure Nigeria, there can be no peace, there can be no progress, there can be no abundance, and then.
If that was Prelate Sunday Makinde of the Methodist Church, Emeritus Prelate, talking about restructuring and letting us know that there can be no peace and progress in this country except we restructure, let us listen to another gentleman of God, Pastor Femi Emmanuel, as he talks about restructuring as well.
Ultimately, our country has been mismanaged over the years. Money had gone to wrong people. Our treasury has been open to thieves, taking money they did not labor for, money that is not producing anything. The wrong structure on which this country was based is the problem of Nigeria. Nigeria is not a nation, come on. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is a country of many nations forced together by force, and one tribe put upon all of them. Even as young as I am, this is not the country we meant. Just destroy the whole system. Nigeria was a negotiated country. This country was negotiated. North, West, and East. 1963, a plebiscite, Midwest. So somebody came and just unified all of us. Where did we say Nigeria must be 36 states? Where did we meet and say it must be 774 local government? Where? Some military officers sat down, used their barrow, they just divided us and give 19 states to the north. 42 local government to Kano. Took another local government from it and make another 22. Lagos remained 20. And the wealth of this country is divided on the basis of local government. It's only in Nigeria that the further you go north to the desert, you say that is where you have more population. All over the world, the population is on the coastal region. What kind of fraud is this? And the city, the National Assembly, is on the basis of local government. The wealth is distributed. They said they want to do some census. That census is a fraud. The fraud they have perpetuated. And they continue. Nigeria is not one nation. Now, different nations can agree to be a country, but it must be on agreement. What they call constitution is a fraud. We will send it to the gallows. Nigeria must be renegotiated. Every nation live according to your life. How can you say we are one nation? We are never one nation. That is the lie we told ourselves. We are never one people. We are different people of different values, different history, different mission, we suspect each other. That's why the fighting continues. How can people be producing oil and you deny them of the benefit of oil and you take it to the north? The entire IGR generated in Lagos took it to Sokoto that generated nothing. And we are suffering. Don't pray for one Nigeria. Pray for a restructured Nigeria. Things must be redone. I've been there. God never meant us to be one nation. We are different nations. But we can agree to be one country. It must be on agreement. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. You know, initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No. Something must happen. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern itself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must we generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the north? Why must we generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the north that generate nothing? The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what give us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud, unfairness.
We have listened to two gentlemen of God, Prelate Sunday Makinde, talking about restructuring, and Pastor Femi Emmanuel, also talking about restructuring. So the question on the lips of many people now is, when will restructuring be? To be or not to be? If it will happen, when will it happen? And that's the subject of our discourse this morning on Insight.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. When will it happen? It's not a case of whether it will happen or not, but when will it happen? Mr. Laulu Habogoloko joins us on the program. A very good morning to you.
Good morning, Anu.
Welcome. So when you listen to these people, Prelate is an elderly person.
In his 80s.
In his 80s. He has seen it all. One of the other statesmen in Nigeria today. When you look at Pastor Femi Emmanuel, he's been in politics. He had a stint in politics. He was deputy speaker of your State House of Assembly for some time. And when you look at other Nigerians, I'm sure you have spoken severally, even on this set, on this particular issue. Both of them said it should be now. But to the government, will it be now? Can it be now?
Thank you, Anu. I greet listeners and viewers at home for your patience, for joining us on this program at all times. I think the gentleman said it all. Restructuring should be now. We have no more time to waste. We've always been saying it. When the poor are hungry and angry, the rich better not sleep with their two eyes closed. Restructure should be now. When we started this program and this advocacy, it seemed people were not united in their views. But I guess you people, you must have observed that people are no more saying Biafra, Yoruba nation. It seems what all of us are saying now is restructuring, regionalism. And so the government cannot say they are confused or that they don't know what the people want. And it's getting hotter and hotter. As young as I am, I could align with what the old man said. We met some of these good times. In those days, you will have a dustbin by the side of the street. Just drop anything, they will cover it. We have health official who will come periodically to come and carry it. And you want to wash your hand, you want to just put on the tap by the side of the road.
Public standpipe.
Public tap,
Pipe, yes.
light, and we even had rediffusion. So free of charge, there was rediffusion and all these things. Why? We should. There was a time we have the first television in Africa. What happened? Even before France, I think. And Spain. So what has happened? What has happened that these people overtook us and we are always calling ourselves developing nation? Where are we going to develop?
But when you look at the people that Nigerians are looking up to lead this restructuring, these are people who are enjoying, in all aspects. It appears that there is this detachment between those that are leading and those that are being led. And of course, in politics, there is this concept of table manners. That's you don't talk when you are eating. And so people who are enjoying the status quo, people who are enjoying, things as they were now, do you think this call for restructuring is getting at them at all?
Well, I think it's getting to them. They would like to pretend, and they would like to observe the table manner, just like you just said. Maybe Nigerians are looking towards the wrong direction.
Okay.
And time will tell. The old man said, what the old people are enduring, the junior ones, the up and coming youth and all the rest, they may not endure it. The people that are eating now, they want to pretend. And I've always been saying it on this program that one could excuse them, because the process of election or selection is faulted due to the reason of the constitution that we have. Those people bought their way into power, and they want to enjoy the proceeds of their labor. So one will not blame them much, but the thing is, it is the people that should not relent, because the United Nations has this principle of consent of the people. So it seems because they are there, it is because we the people are here that they are there. So we should let them know that, and I'm sure they will not be as comfortable as they used to be.
I've always been worried when we use this word they. Who are these they that we are talking about?
You mean, it has various connotations, and it depends on what you are saying. If you are talking of restructuring, and you say this is the ideal thing, just like the Ribat group was saying, and people will say, you have a lofty ideas, would they accept? That's another category of they.
Would they accept?
Then when you are saying we should restructure and we should take action, and people are saying they are not responding, that's another set of they. So I will explain. When during your analysis, you said some people are clamoring for restructuring from certain parts of the country, but certain parts of the country seems to be silent. I like to say that those are the they. They will pretend they don't know what is restructuring. If we cast our mind back, during the time of negotiation for independence, they pretended they didn't know what independence was, and they were not ready. That we should give them time. They didn't understand the English. We should, unless we are ready to use their language as lingua franca, unless we are ready to use Arabic writing for our currency, their people may not be. And we accepted that even up to today. But what we are now saying is this. Those that said they were not ready for independence, the independence was tilted in their favor. I make bold to say that the West, we don't have anything to show for the independence of Nigeria. To the point that our people were calling it Ominira. It's supposed to be Ominira in Yoruba, but they are saying it is Ominira because some of the things that we enjoyed, just like we said before, no public tap. The electricity is no longer regular, and the health system, to the point that we now have cholera. The waste disposal system, go to the street, you see every street littered. It weren't like that in those days. So now some people, the day that you are talking about, it is the day that enjoyed the independence. They enjoyed everything. The constitution was tilted in their favor. So they wouldn't want this thing to be changed. And another day that we are talking about is people in government. Okay. Some of them are already planning for 2027. So this day, we not want you to remove them from the dining table, as it were. So they are not ready to listen. They would like to pretend as if nothing is happening. But it is we, the people, that will not allow them to such pretense. Yoruba will say, if you are shouting on somebody and is pretending that he's asleep, maybe your voice is not so loud. Anything pe o dake, olóògbé àgbọ̀yà. If the man refuses to shut up, to keep quiet, you will eventually wake up and do whatever he wants. And even the Bible supports it. Jesus Christ said, if a poor man should go to a rich man, to a judge, please avenge of my enemy. Today he comes, avenge me of my enemy. Another day, if that judge is not even a good man, he will be forced because of the trouble of
this
the
man
people. Won't let me rest. So let me answer to his request. So this is what should happen. When people realize, I said it sometimes on this program, that it is only the terrorist, and not majority of the terrorists, so maybe religious terrorism that has a religious connotation. Yes. They believe they die on the battle, they are going to heaven. But a terrorist to government in power, which is a freedom fighter to some people, will not want to die on the battle. So it is these people, whatever we call them, they will want to enjoy their loot. The moment they see that the probability of getting their loot is diminishing, they will listen to the people.
Okay, so let's look at this call for restructuring, because many groups are coming up also, agitating for restructuring. One of them has suggested that the federal government should return Nigeria as a country to Awolowo, Azikiwe, Saldana, and Balewa's blueprint. Now the question is, are Nigerians agitating for restructuring because the template at that time was the best they've ever seen, or because of the shenanigans of those that are managing Nigeria's affairs at this time?
No.
What do you think? What, in your own opinion, is scaling up this level of agitation?
Well, in my own opinion, majority of the youth are not aware of what happened in the past.
Okay.
And by the virtue by the body language or the composition of an average Nigerian or African man, we don't like to read. Some of them are living on ASC and whatever they can garner. You can see the reactions from this program. Some people, they did not know what transpired in the past. It is those who enjoyed it, who are sufficiently informed by looking to the history books, that knew that the past was better. But as it is now, even if we have a smooth running government and the hunger that we are talking about now is not there, we still do not trust each other. Security is still there. We have security problem. We have trust deficiency. So it seems the Nigeria as it is configured now, to average Nigerian, whether you are young or old, this system is not working. And if it is not working, it is a fool that we want to do something the same way and expect different results. You do something, you are repeating the same method and you are expecting different results. It's not possible. People are not comfortable. The present situation does not help matters. So what is happening in essence is that everybody is fed up with the system.
But does the body language of Mr. President portray that there will be a restructuring?
You don't, if one should, by the president's pedigree, visualize what is happening, one can second guess him that he's aware and is doing something. you know, this man was the balabulu of election period. He's no more doing balabulu now. The way I see him, he's always putting his card in his chest. So if the president should show that is comfortable with the restructuring, that you know, he will have his colleagues to contend with. Some people are not ready. Those who are enjoying now are not ready. They will say, aha, like Yoruba will say, that you are enjoying, you are already up there. Why should you truncate this our enjoyment? If the president, if I understand him well, I know he is keeping his cards to his chest. But that does not, we should not give him that benefit. As far as we are concerned, he's not doing anything.
But for how long will he keep the cards to his chest?
Well, what is happening now is what we determine what is happening. The Southwest is agitating. The South people are agitating. The Igbo people, some are saying to attend to Israel, they want Biafra. And the Middle Belt, there are a lot of rumbles there. So the thing is spreading. It's just like a group of locusts invading a farm. They are starting from somewhere and they are already moving towards you. I think the president will know that he has no time on his hand. But to show body language, that whether you to be able to predict through his body language, I don't think that will happen.
Because the president requested for some time. When Afenifere chieftains visited him, he expressed his commitment to restructuring this country. But he's requesting for time. You talked about the fact that perhaps the president is keeping his joker, to himself and all that. But Nigerians are waiting. That's on one end. Then on the other end, when the level of hunger in the land was not this much, the agitation for restructuring was not this high. What is the nexus between hunger and the call for restructuring? Nigerian setting today.
Well, hunger is fueling it because people are no longer feeling comfortable. But I will beg Nigerians that we should not base our agitation or our request on hunger, because like some of our politicians will always say, they will tell you when you want to interview them during the course of electioneering, they will tell you they will buy tractors, subsidize the inputs, and when there is food, everybody will be happy. When there is plentiful harvest and the people are happy, some people are unhappy. The farmers, the planters of these commodities. Market forces will determine their price. Some of them will buy a stick of cassava at expensive something, and when there's plentiful harvest, they won't be able to recoup their money. Next season, they will not go there. That is why we are saying that Nigeria's problem is not one you just approach piecemeal. We should not base our agitation on hunger. The rains are here. Some of these things are getting better now. From the fillers coming from the market, I think some of these things are. We should not say whenever there's plentiful of harvest now, then we say, okay, we've reached our Eldorado. No, we still have basic problems. We have electricity problem. We have security. Even our education, it should not be centrally planned. We should not. Why should Ministry of Agric, the Federal Ministry of Agric, be planning for agriculture? You don't have any land, so all these things they are fundamental problems. So we should not say because and the trust deficit we are talking about is still there. An average Igbo man does not trust a Yoruba man. An average Fulani man does not trust even an Hausa man. So all these things has to be settled. Prince was talking about rebate commission the other time. We still have to go through that route. Let us.
That is important.
And the clergyman himself was saying Nigeria was a negotiated country. And to say the unity of this country is not negotiable is a lie. We should all come together and determine the way we want us to be governed. We want to be ruled and to be governed. So that is, we should not base our agitation or advocacy on food. Okay. There are so many other things.
With the diversities in the country, can we have a centralized force that can galvanize government?
Look at what happened in Kenya.
Kenya, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think the ethnic nationalities in Kenya, I don't think they are up to 50 or 20.
That's exactly what we are saying.
I'm not sure. But in Nigeria, you have 400 and so ethnic nationalities. So, and the Kenya something was based on government policy. Yes. And
government policy on taxation.
On taxation. So
haven't we had such in Nigeria lately?
What I'm saying is this: when you base your agitation or advocacy on a single point, let's say let's use the NSAS for example. NSAS was because the people were saying the excesses of
police brutality,
and government came out to say we've now established the SARS you are talking about. So they with that they put flame out power out of their agitation. If government should reverse that of Kenya now, if they should reverse the taxation something, they won't have anything to talk about. Okay. Again. So our own should not be based on singular something that even fuel or removal of subsidy and all the rest. We shouldn't base that. Our Nigerian problem is more than that. And to have a central government, a central body, it has to be a cooperative arrangement too. The nationalities, we have so many groups. There is this indigenous peoples, whatever. Yes. It comprises of people from different ethnic groups. Mm-hmm. Such bodies could get support from others and it could be used because people will know that they are talking about every one of us. It is not going to be a situation of now cows are not allowed to roam about and you should give us, you give the cows freedom. No, because the cows that you want to give freedom to, they are going to impinge on the rights of some other people. Where your rights start from is where the rights ends, is where some other people's rights start.
Okay, so
it has to be a multivarious
approach. You talked about the fact that now is the time to restructure this country.
There is no time to waste.
But if you look at Nigeria, one would think that even in 2014, it was predicted. I think Nigeria had centenary celebration at that time. Mm-hmm. It was predicted by the United States that Nigeria would break up come 2015 and all that. It appears that even the country itself, apart from the fact that Nigerians are resilient, the country itself, takes everything. When you think it's going to happen, the country has a way of overcoming whatsoever challenges may come our way. So, if restructuring does not happen now, what do you foresee?
Well, if restructuring does not happen now, what I foresee is that the people are sufficiently aroused. They are now getting more aware of their strength. Just like American President George Kennedy, Sir Frederick Kennedy, I think, John Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
John Kennedy said, if you prevent peaceful
those who make peaceful change
impossible, they make violent change inevitable. So if you say, and the way I'm seeing things, when the time is ripe for something, there's nothing any human being can do. we used to have one north. I don't think anybody can beat
There's no
his chest and
monolithic north,
say one north. We used to have Hausa Fulani, and we are now hearing there is Fulani, there is Hausa.
There's a difference.
In those days, you hardly hear somebody saying he's representing Hausa. And the last symposium we had here, we could see that even the Hausas and the Fulanis are not as cordial as they were. So all these things are happening, and those are events that happens, and there is no, like Yoruba will say, like Teyin bati fo kò ní ṣe ṣàjọ. All these things you cannot mend it unless you solve the problem. So that's we are always resilient. We are nothing that nothing that will trouble us. That we are not worried by any something. It has its limit. Yoruba will say, "Tí ẹ bá lé ewúrẹ́ dé ògiri," he will face you if you. The ram,
the goat.
No, even the what is it, aguntan? Sheep does not have on to fight, but if you chase it to the wall, it will face you definitely. So they should not take us for granted. Some people will say they understand Yoruba, like the IBBs of this world. They say they understand. Just give them some palliatives, just amuse them, and Nigerians will forget. There are some people that do not forget easily now.
Okay. Now let's go to viewers and listeners. 0916 104 7698, 0811 052 6487, or 0902 280 9257. You can join the conversation now.
Let's check who is here. Hello, good morning. Thank you so much. Ajanoku, you're welcome.
Yeah, I've taken my time to listen to a few of you attentively. There are lots of questions I want to put to three of you. Now, if I should start, I will start from, Yokinde, saying a lot of things, and eventually, Femi went to Pastor Femi Emmanuel. He had also spoken very well. And in his own speech, under the wrong constitution, the very constitution he's talking about, he was one time a deputy speaker with the Honorable House of Assembly, and he never contested that time. Letting me, he never saw all these things coming, or because today the heat is too much for him, now the guy is complaining. Very structurally we are talking about. Let's now ask ourselves this question. Is the society actually going to change the mindset of a common Nigerian? Now, is the constitution still the understand governor from promoting people who are not of the people? No. You discover if every Nigerian is given an opportunity, it goes his own way.
Okay, Mr. Ajanaku. Mr. Ajanaku.
What exactly is it?
Mr. Ajanaku, others are waiting, please. Others are waiting. Let's give others a chance. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Ajanoku. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I am Primate Shitu calling from Ogun State.
Welcome, Primate.
I want to continue to appreciate IBR, especially our guest this morning. The question about who are they? They are 17,000 plus 4. They found themselves in all leadership class. Some of us are among them. Some of them are even part of them. The religious group, tribal, social, economic, tradition, culture. In all sectors, you can find dictatorship. People that are finalists, people that say it all, people that say do as I say. They are the ones that are the problems of this country. Now, on my visit to a And that is why I want to advise and appeal that as we have been drawing the map for governors, for Mr. President, for senators, and for every Nigeria at home and abroad, let us remain focused on that map. Every week we come, let us continue to build on our process of how the instruction should go.
Okay.
We must not leave that gap.
Okay.
Good morning.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sirs.
Thank you. Samson Akintayo, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate the guest you have with us today. On the issue of restructuring, he said that those who are in the ends of affairs now, they will not want to restructure because of how they got there. But Nigerians must not negotiate with them. We must not make it easy. The reason is this: they are already preparing for 2027. Whether we like it or not, some set of people who are Zoom power too, they would have spent money too. It means restructuring is not in view. That's what it is. Because those who get there will still want to maintain the fact that they spent money to assume that of this. See, if we don't restructure, Pastor Ben Emmanuel said it, and the guest also said it, that when you make peaceful change, when you make it impossible, then violence will be inevitable. Restructuring will force itself on us. Because as everyone said, it may lead to civil war. It may lead to military intervention. And if we want to avoid it, let us restructure with ease.
Okay.
It is getting too late. Restructuring is now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
sir.
so much, Samson Akintayo, for your time. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Deborah from Ibadan.
Madam Deborah, welcome.
We will restructure this country until when they are well satisfied. It's just like that of independence. Until when they are ready. And they want to make this country to the last point before they say we should restructure. And I know God will heal it very soon.
Thank you so much, Madam Deborah, for your time on the program. You can be part of the program
0916 104
7697
7698 0811 052 6487.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Morning, my beautiful Abia.
Thank you.
Abia will live longer.
Amen.
You always monitor us with news that are very, very important in our life. What I know
May we know you. What's your name? All right, you're welcome.
Thank you. If we have another opportunity now to restructure, which opportunity? The opportunity of our Southwest man there. Because this is the second time OPJ going to do it. This, our man, can do it. But he will now add under one finger and say that somebody is behind the journey. Nobody is behind. There is the chief commander of General Ball of Kedika, Olo Bani Kukuwanobi. Let him risk it. We will take our tax money back to the north to spend all cities and their sovereign.
Thank you.
We all operate and do this thing once and for all.
All
Okay.
right.
There's nobody like that great number one man, which is Tinubu.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Amen.
And it shall be well with you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I am Pastor Dumbaku.
Pastor Dumbaku, welcome.
It shall be well with you.
Amen.
He said that he actually never agrees with God. The matter of restructuring is imminent, but it should be gradual. That is my own suggestion. It will be gradual. It's not a matter of force like that. Anybody using force is going to need more fire later on. Let us do things systematically, and it shall be well with us. United we stand divided well. If we go places, we go separate ways, that does not mean we have no interaction. We must interact with ourselves as a nation. It shall be well with you in Jesus' name. God bless. Let us be gradual.
All right.
Don't let us apply force.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you.
This is Mike calling from Alakia.
Michael from Malakia, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you,
I
Michael.
know you are hearing me. I want to tell you that restructure is the good that Nigeria has over decades.
Hello?
Oh, okay, Michael from Malakia, that's all he wanted to say. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Hello?
You are on. Good morning.
Okay, thank you. So, my name is Ridwan Ademola. I'm calling from Edition.
Okay, Ridwan from Idishi, welcome.
Listening to the programs from the start, and particularly the way your speaker spoke this morning, he was not speaking from point of fair judge. You see, when we are making comments about Nigeria's situation, I must consider that we speak on issues and we stop attacking tribes or regions. And that even when we wanted to take independence, they said they were not ready. Yes, they said they were not ready. And then they said we adopted their language. Which language? The point I'm making is that there is a problem now, there is a problem. And we have tried to gather the team and now we have created it. Let everybody, if we want to support our issue because it's the way people don't start to be valid today. We all know that there are problems in Nigeria. Every region has contributed. Yorùbá have contributed to the problems in Nigeria. Everyone sees their own. They have several issues. So we should not look at it as though we particularly our country.
It's okay.
That is problem in Nigeria.
Okay.
So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ademola from Idishi, for your time. Hello, good morning. A very good morning to you. Welcome.
I want to say that I've been one of the proponents of one Nigeria, and I'm disappointed. So, right from Uku, they down to Port Harcourt, and all that. This country is a safe country, but we have vagabonds in power, according to the former government. Yes, the speaker spoke my mind. Those days, bicycle used to have license. You put metal license on the bicycle. The tax, you don't just come out like that. But because of the enormity of the resources we have in this country, these greedy ones, in collaboration with Western world, have successfully destroyed this country. I didn't understand that. They also wrote in books in character, highly priced. Some people started claiming and they were respecting this tweet and not one thing.
Mr. Fred,
Mr. Fred.
Mr. Fred, apologies, that line is not clear. Okay, at some point in time, we lost, clarity. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Ola from a word.
Ola, welcome.
Yes, sir. My greeting to your guests. On this restructuring, it seems as if what is restructuring to Mr. A is not what restructuring to Mr. P. There are divergent opinions as far as this restructuring is concerned. How can the divergent opinions concerning restructuring be harmonized? And then how is going to be the arrowhead? Because in some other places where people fight and they win, there must be an arrowhead of somebody who will lead the cause of this restructuring.
Okay.
And how are we going to ensure that, or are we sure that after this restructuring, we are going to automatically have good governance, having the same politicians in place?
Okay.
That's my two questions.
All right, thank you so
We
much.
answered that.
Yes,
Yes.
He's asking how that there are different views concerning restructuring. The rebad group to which I belong, we are recommending something similar to what happened in South Africa. And I think Nigeria did a bit of that, the Okutafane. We are saying, and I would like to refer us back to history. In 1950, Mark Parson did the same thing. That's his people went to the nooks and cranny of Nigeria for 9 months to collate the views of every ethnic group, every community. We are advocating the same thing. Let us go round from local government to states. People will tell the committee, whichever committee is chosen, they will tell them their views of restructuring, what they think will be beneficial to them. It is this thing that the committee will bring to the state. After states in every region, then they will go to the headquarters, and
Mr.
this thing will be
Since
collated.
we've run out of time,
Okay,
so maybe it's something we'll have to continue with next week.
all right.
Restructuring. When?
Restructuring when? All right. I think it's the best place for us to leave it. It's inexhaustible. We've been on this for some weeks now. We'll continue next week. The calls are still coming in. We know that many of us want to be part of the program. But of course, let's continue conversation on these. Mr. Ayofagbemi, it's been a while we heard from him. I hope you're fine. Femi, from me, it's a bye for now.
We want to appreciate Mr. Boguloko for coming onto the
Thank
program
you.
this week. And Anoluwapo, thank you for joining in the discourse this morning and in the presentation. My name is Adefemi Makpadeun. We want to thank our backroom staff who have been part of this production. Dr. Lalude, Tunji Adeyefa, Godwin Mali, Husseini Sulaiman, all the ladies in the MCR and in the production room. We hope we'll see you next week. But remember that as a people and as a nation, we still have very many rivers to cross, particularly on this issue of restructuring. Will it happen? If it will happen, when will it happen? We'll see you next week. Have a pleasant day.